And let's switch from the drivers to the vehicle itself. Maybe you could give us a little bit of history about the red bus.
Well, we have 33 of them. We run around the park every day. These were built in 1936 to 39 by the White Motor Company in Cleveland, Ohio. And they've never been anywhere but in this park. The Yellowstone Park had bought 100 of them and had them painted yellow. The Great Northern Railway, who was the major concessionaire here at the time and bought these vehicles, said that they didn't want them painted yellow like Yellowstone, and they don't want anything to do with that park, didn't. And so they had them paint these buses the color of the mountain ashberries in the park. So this is called Mountain Ashberry Red or Glacier Red. They've been in service since new. We started out with 35. We still have 33. We still have 34. One is in a storage building in West Glacier, waiting for the government to get enough money to build a museum, and it'll be all original, the way they used to be. The other 33 have been out doing this since they were new. In about 1999, I believe, they completely fell apart, most of them, and they had to be taken off the road. Most Montana and Glacier Park Incorporated, the company that I work for, bought a bunch of white Dodge vans to do these tours, and most Montanans, including myself, I'm sure, thought that was the end of that. We'd never see these again. They'd be sold off piecemeal. But wiser heads prevailed, and Glacier Park Incorporated sold the entire fleet to the Park Service. The Park Service gave the fleet to their foundation, the Glacier Fund. And I'm making a really complicated story simple, but the Glacier Fund found Ford Motor Company and a restoration outfit who agreed to restore all 33 at no cost to anybody but them. So all 33 of these were put in moving vans, moved back to Detroit in the winter of '99 and 2000. We got them back in 2001 and 2. They're registered as 2002 Fords. Of all things, they drive on propane or gasoline, either one. They are very clean to drive. The only thing about them is the same, is that the coaches themselves are the original wood coaches that have always been here, but the motors and the underneath is all new.
Wow!
And we're fortunate to have them here because there were 500 of these made by White in the altogether, and we, with our 34, have the largest group of them still together. And the very fact they've not been anywhere but here is just really exciting. And what a way to experience the park, to ride one of these wonderful red buses and get an interpretation of what you're seeing along the way while you're in the bus. You don't have to. Particularly when going to the Sun Road opens, it's really difficult to drive and look up there.
So
it's a dangerous road. So riding a red bus is the way to see it.
Let's touch on that a little bit, because you obviously have to see the road, drive the road, and then also be aware of what you're passing, what you're looking at, and then describe those things in detail to the people that are on the bus. How do you do it?
Well, it's a difficult job. And I don't quite know how we do it, but we do it. We put a headset on and we talk into a microphone. It's hits so it hits everybody in the bus can hear it, and we're facing forward, looking both sides and watching what we're doing. It's very careful. We do it very carefully.
As the jammer drivers, or as the jammers go through the education process, are you all reading from the same textbook, or are they encouraged to kind of give it their own flair as long as they're getting the facts straight? How do you?
We use the same textbook, and there are certain things that everybody talks, certain talking points that everybody has that are the same. But one of the nice things about taking a ride on one of these buses is that one driver may specialize in Great Northern Railroad affairs. Somebody also might talk about the Blackfeet. Someone might have an area of specialty, say the lodges themselves, the architecture of the lodges. I know of one driver that had just all he did was his area of specialty was transportation in the park from the early days, the pack horses and until the present. And so, if you take a drive, if you drive the road with 9 drivers, you're going to hear 9 different commentaries, and that's really great. No agendas here, just neat things to talk about.
Very cool. And you've been on the road for quite a few years now. Have you had any type of experience that stands out in your mind as far as something that happened on one of your trips that might be memorable to you that you want to share with us?
Strangely enough, no. People who come here, it's really easy to deal with them because they're on vacation. They want to be happy. That's why they're on vacation. They've left the cares of the world behind. And they come here, and if you can do just the slightest bit to add to that already happy feeling, you've succeeded beyond your wildest expectation. And when they get off my bus and there's smiles on their faces, then I know it's a successful day, and I like that. So that's about the most memorable thing for me. I haven't been hit by a rock yet, like some drivers. I did have one guy from North Dakota once who we had the top off, and a rock hit him on the shoulder. He fell down from the top of one of the peaks, and it didn't even faze him. He was a tough old guy. Must be what farmers from North Dakota are tough old guys. So I pulled off to the side, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he said, "I'm going to take this rock home. It's a souvenir." And I said, "No, sir. The park rules say that you've got to replace that rock wherever it came from. So I'll just park here, and you get to hiking, because it's way up there." He didn't do it.